Hello there and welcome back. Man, it can't be a more beautiful day. It's just about 45 to 55 degrees, partly sunny, no wind, beautiful day. Spotted about 200 head of elk, maybe 300 on the way in. Unfortunately, it looks like they're bunched up right on the edge of the state line, or the state property, excuse me, and a private ranch where I don't hunt. So I'm gonna hike in anyway and try to get up high and do some glassing. Maybe there's another herd. Maybe there's some stragglers, or maybe they'll move this way. Either way, I can get the lay of the land and see if we can get on some elk that are on public land. But anyway, this is day 2 of late cow elk season 2019. Look forward to hearing from you guys in the comment section. Absolutely stunning view, beautiful day, perfect temp for hunting. Like I said though, it looks like the elk have been pushed off this public just down on the edge of the boundary to where I can't get to them and onto a ranch. However, that was probably due to public hunters coming out here and hunting on this land, which they have as much right to as I do. But what a beautiful day just for a walk and a hike in and of itself. Just perfect weather, perfect temps. Folks, so made it out to about where those elk are, just over the ridge, but on private. So I'm up here waiting to see if they'll cross onto public. It looks really unlikely because there's like no reason for them to move. There's no pressure that I can tell down there from hunters. There's no predator pressure that I could see down there. And it's literally a gorgeous, perfect day to stay in one spot. So hopefully a storm can come in and I get lucky enough to be out here when they're crossing, because they do cross this area. Got a little tiny forky buck. Looks like a whitetail from here. Moving across this field, cruising, looking for does. Alright folks, so I was sitting there on that ridge, glassing to where I thought the elk were just over the edge. And sure enough, a couple cows popped over the top, just very briefly. They did look like they were working their way semi in the direction of me. Kind of towards me, but to the left of me on an angle. I'm hoping they start moving fast because I'm running out of daylight. I don't think they're going to make it to me on public before it's nighttime, before the end of legal hunting light. But if I can see that they're really close and sneak out without getting detected, I'll probably try to come in here first light tomorrow before it's even light out. Our little whitetail friend here is cruising across this field here. So just a gorgeous backdrop. Not seeing anything he likes. I actually haven't seen any other whitetails in this entire area, and I've hiked about 3 to 3.5 miles already today. So I don't think he's gonna have much luck right here, but you never know. So I'm not quite sure what happened to those elk. I saw the top, like half of 2, maybe 3 cows crest one of the cuts. Because basically I'm glassing out and there's several folds or cuts that I'm looking over. And I was kind of on a really exposed area where I was at, and they popped up, just saw their heads, and I was like, I better move back. So I don't know if me grabbing my stuff and booking back so that I could be just on the downside of the other crest so that I could just peek over without getting busted them by me moving back quickly, or if they just drop down into one of the cuts. Just a gorgeous view. One thing to note is that several of these cuts are canyons, we could call them drainages. I usually call them cuts or drainages, kind of depending on if they have water in them or not. But anyhow, they hold a lot of mule deer, and you can walk right down them, right up them, right across them during the middle of the day, and sometimes you won't see a single mule deer. And then all of a sudden, that last hour of light, boom, they come out of nowhere. It's like they go from not existing at all to being everywhere. It's not existing at all. So, just for example, this is actually behind me. We have some mule deer that just popped out. Deer season for mule deer where I'm at is already over. But if it wasn't, I'd probably take that mule deer. It looks like a 4x4 with some little eye guards. Oh, that's a really decent mule deer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This actually looks to be a 5x5 or possibly a 5x6. Wow. Surprisingly nice mule deer for this area. It's fun to watch him rut. He's not rutting too hard, but he is trailing her. So, let's take a look and see what else we got in the area here. Using the Howa HS Precision in 6.5 Creedmoor with the Hornady ELDX 143 grain factory loads. It's been a great rifle for me, just an absolutely great rifle. Taken several antelope with it and a whitetail deer with it this year. Performs flawlessly and is very solidly built. What just a gorgeous evening to be out in God's creation, just looking at the wildlife out here. There is obviously sign here that there is elk that pass through here. However, like I said before, they're stocked up on that public or private land, just probably a quarter mile to a half mile off public land, state land. There is sources of water here and cover, so I'm going to sit here on off the edge a ways and see if one crosses over into the public. Well, folks, it looks like this is it for day number 2 of late cow elk season 2019. Those 2 or 3 cows I saw just starting to come up in that cut. Two cuts in front of me. Must have ducked back down or slipped out somewhere, because when I saw them, I turned to go find some cover, and I don't know if me moving to find better cover busted them. I doubt it at 600-700 yards. And just given the topography, I doubt it, and the wind was in my favor, but you never know. But I turned around to find them again. They were gone, and I haven't seen them since. I did see another herd of a couple hundred elk way out there, probably 3 miles over on private ground also. But we'll see. Maybe I'll try it again tomorrow.